This is the book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 21 in the GNT. The creation itself would one day be set free from its slavery to decay and would share the glorious freedom of the children of Yahweh. Shalom, shalom, Akim. Before I begin, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Chakodash. The honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. All right, peace, blessings, and salutation unto the hopeful elect and the few sincere Aquath who are listening. Interested, sincerity, I say shalom on the brother Kabaya Allah, coming at you with another lesson, man. And this lesson is going to be entitled Hope Unto the End. Okay, and before I get started with the lesson, I want to give a quick testimony of a dream that I had today. It wasn't too crazy, but me and a brother Yachanan, all right, who is affiliate brother, and you know, we was walking in my dream. We was like walking pretty close to the where the brothers go to camp. The GMS Sherman Oaks. GMS Inglewood, and those Akim out there. We was walking near there. All right, but as we were walking, me and the brother was like laughing, and we was chatting it up like normal. But um around us, it was a bunch of like shootings, and it looked like Chirac. Bunch of shootings, and you know it was just chaos. But me and the brother didn't have that spirit of fear in us. It's like we knew what was going on already. Like we knew it was, you know, like when you watch a movie and you already know the end result of it. It was like we had no fear in us. And there was more to the dream, but that's the what I wanted to grab out of that dream. I don't really remember the rest of it, but I do remember that sequence. Okay, but pretty much just showing you brothers that we ought to believe into the end and not walk by faith. It's like it, not walk by sight. That was a demon, Satan. Not walking by sight, but by faith, man. So I'm gonna grab the book of Romans chapter 8, and I'm gonna start at verse uh 18 in the GNT. I consider that what we suffer at the present time cannot be compared at all with the glory that is going to be revealed to us. All of creation waits for eager longing for Yahweh to reveal his children, which he already has. But we're waiting for the elect. you know for creation was condemned to lose its purpose, not of its own will, but because Yahweh willed it to be so. Yet there was the hope that creation itself would one day be set free from its slavery to decay and would share the glorious freedom of the children of Yahweh. So we hope to be delivered, and we will be delivered through the grace and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. you know, and that's what the whole ministry, the whole walk is about, having faith into the end, believing in the names Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, believing that those names can save you and will save you, believing that though there be all hell broken loose, that you still have faith in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Because when I tell you, me and the brother wasn't scared, like in the dream, I was not scared of that. You know, even though I was very aware of the dangers that it could have occurred, but we wasn't scared, and it wasn't like we was ignorant of what was going on. It was like, nah, we knew what was going on, but we was just not fearful of it because we had an expected end. You know, like the scriptures say. But it says, For we know that up to the present time all of creation groans with pain, like the pain of childbirth. Okay, so all creation is groaning right now, because it's all hell. This planet, this earth, this America it's all fucking hell. You can't do anything. Okay, you can't speak your mind, and everything has to be blurred, and everything is polluted. Okay, you can't even. Why are certain fruits labeled organic, and why are certain animal plants named organic, labeled as organic? Everything that comes from the earth should be organic. The carrots, the plants, the herbs, everything should be organic already. So why are there some labeled already organic? It just shows that it's all polluted. Even the ones that say organic, they're polluted. So the whole earth is really, really suffering. Okay, groans like childbirth. Verse 23. But it is not just creation alone which groans. We who have the Spirit as the first of Yahweh's gift also groan within ourselves as we wait for Yahweh to make us his children and set our whole being free. Okay, and that's what we're waiting for. Okay, because the Lord gave us a spirit, a portion of his spirit unto us. Okay, which every brother has a different portion of his spirit, and each portion will eventually come together and get delivered up into a chariot. Okay, that's the elect, that's the body. Okay, it says, for it was by hope that we were saved. But if we see what we hope for, then it is not really hope. For who of us hopes for something we see? Exactly. Okay. So it's like, say you get home, you know, and you see your woman cooking, your favorite dish, and you're like, you can't hope for that because you already know it's there. You know that's happening. Right? You know that she's gonna give you a plate. You know that you already gonna eat your favorite dish. But let's say you're getting home from work, you're driving, you're on the freeway, you're on your car. Like, damn, on your driveway, you're hoping, like, damn, I wish she's making this, and I wish she's making this. That is hope. You're hoping that she's making that. You know, the same thing with this. We cannot see Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai physically, but we hope for him, and that's what's required of us. Hope unto the end, exactly. Because what is the ultimate display of hope and faith? Giving your life up for this truth, giving your life up for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. That's the ultimate form of faith. That's the ultimate embracement and showmanship of faith. That shows your ultimate integrity, Salakia. That shows your integrity to the fullest. Because you're like, okay, if I have to die, I have to die. But at least I hope in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. At least I know that I gave it my absolute all. And that's like what we're striving to prove it. That's what we're striving to do. Okay? It says, but if we hope for what we do not see, we wait for it with patience. And we cannot see what we see what's going on. We see that the time is coming. So we see prophecies happening, unfolding, but they're going to unfold rapidly once the Lord commands it to. Once it's all commanded to roll out rapidly, it will roll out rapidly. It will uh, hit this. It will, once this happens and this happens, the MOTB is going to pull out, then it's the World War III, and then boom, all of a sudden you're in a chariot, man. So we have to hope into the end, man. Walk by faith, not by sight. Just because it doesn't look like, you're like, man, what, what's going on, man? Why is it taking a little while? That's your nothing worth waiting for, or slacking. Nothing worth waiting for is gonna come instantly. Okay, that's why there's a wait. Okay, when you look at wine, why you think the wine that's aged for so long is so expensive, man? Because it was worth the wait. That's why it's rich more. It's more enriched. It's more flavorful. The wine has been through a process. You know, the wine has been processed and has been made ripe. It has been made the perfect flavor. You know, whatever you can describe it as. All right. But those men who made the wine in the beginning, if you're gonna make wine and then drink it, it's not gonna taste. You're not gonna taste nearly as good as if you wait for it, man. Okay, so that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua to come back and to deliver us out of these hellholes. We're waiting for him to show his mercy unto us. Because the scriptures say that he is, roughly paraphrasing, he is not unrighteous to forget our labors of love, roughly paraphrasing. So continue to fight. I can continue to strive to be better, continue to be what the Lord commanded us to be, continue to wait and hope for Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. But with that, Lord willing, was edifying. Lord willing, was uplifting. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua Bahashim Kakwarash again. Double honor to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who run Tetro. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful. Shalom.